If you had to summarize for people the most important things to know about trauma, how would you start them off? What would you start them with?
Well, I can say what happened for me in my personal experience, and now my personal experience has expanded to talking to many, many experts in the field. So I have a little bit of an encyclopedia of what's going on in the trauma and attachment world right now.
Mhm.
Um, I think it's been a huge step forward to add the somatic strategies to all of the cognitive and emotional work that we've known how to do for a long time, and
Mhm.
really understand how to regulate the nervous system and how to take people into dark places and meet them there, but also do it slowly enough and with enough regulation processes happening, whether it's through corrective experiences or evoking physical procedural memory, like pushing away or inviting in, all sorts of different things the body signals us to do. I think that additional wisdom has made healing much, much more efficient, you know? And the other thing that I find really helpful, I just worked with somebody right before I got on the call that had had several sessions with many practitioners and just wasn't getting anywhere fast enough. I mean, a little bit would happen, but not enough to really have a deeper healing. And I worked so deeply with his what I call encapsulated child, you know, that we might call inner child, but in a
Mm.
way that helps heal the intrapsychic relationship between his adult self and this wounded, very, very wounded self. And then also to bring in resources from the outside. I know in internal family systems, they only do the intrapsychic, but I also like to add like who his were good competent protectors for him. And as soon as we brought in more resources for this really wounded inner child, this inner child state really started to respond, and we were able to move him forward through time and to get out of the really terrible situation he was in, as well as evoke really painful feelings and process them in a way where clients can integrate as they go. That's why I think understanding physiology, the polyvagal work, the nervous system regulation, but also not shying away from bringing up threat again, but making sure that you do it in such a way that you're pendulating between stress and resource so that a person can integrate the difficult material as they go.
Right. And so I know from Peter's book about traumatic memory about how that encapsulated child doesn't know that they're not still that age.
Trauma stops time, and I was explaining
Right.
this to my client this morning. It's like you're operating, you're on the today time zone, but you're also highly influenced by the history, the trauma history time zone, and that could be several time zones. You could have something happen at 5, something happen at 10, something happen at,
Mhm.
3.5. But as you release the trauma from each of those earlier ages, then all that life force and vitality and joy and creativity and
Mhm.
rest and relaxation can become more of a foundational state for the adult self. So it's really
Mhm.
magical how
It
humans
is.
are designed to heal. I'm so impressed by how we are able to do this because I don't know of any other species and I that can do it's actually has a word for it. It's called autonoesis.
Mm.
Autonoesis. And what autonoesis means is that we can time travel in our consciousness. So you can get stuck at 5, but you can also heal at 5 and then release that energy and move forward in time. So it's a wonderful part of our design in terms of how our consciousness can be accessed and how we can promote healing.